Hey everyone, this is Paul. So I'm going to do a quick little instructional video on kite surfing. I'm not an instructor. I'm just going to tell you the tips that helped me when I learned. So number one is kiting is basically 95% kite controlled. So the sooner you're comfortable with the kite, the better. You notice right now I'm not looking at the kite. I almost never look at the kite because I can feel the kite right here. You see it's pulling on me right here. But in addition to that, see this bar right here? It tells me where the kite is. Watch. When I put the kite over here, the bar starts to lean. That tells me I'm, 1 or 2 o'clock right there. If I bring it over here, I'm not looking at the kite. I know I'm at 11 o'clock or 10 o'clock. So that's tip number one. Don't look at the kite. Relax. Feel the kite. And this tells you everything you need to know right there. Tip number two, look at my hands. I put my hands in the center. I put my thumbs crossed like that in the back. You can see from the back here angle. This is the way I am. Why am I doing that? I'm doing that because in kiting, you don't want to have big, crazy movements. They teach you, for the most part, to put your hands out here, and they teach you to put your head like this. You're always looking up at the kite. It's very uncomfortable. One of the things I remember when I was learning is I was always so uncomfortable, it was very hard to learn. I didn't have a good attitude about learning because I was like, oh gosh, the sun's killing me, my neck's killing me, I have a pain. You don't want to learn when you're uncomfortable. So they're teaching you to look at the kite, and I'm saying don't look at the kite. I'm not saying never look at the kite, but for the most part, you'll learn to not look at the kite because you can feel the kite. It's all happening right here. And then this indicates everything that's going on. The next thing is, as I said, put your hands close in, because when you make movements with a kite, you want to be smooth, very slow is smooth, smooth is fast. Look at, so just little tiny movements. When I go out here, I'm making these huge movements, and then I have big corrections like this.
I'm going to interject here. I recommend you doing this either in the water, in about knee-deep water, or on a beach. Make sure there's no obstructions, it's wide open. You're not practicing any of this around other kiters where potentially you could have a problem. So in the water, and do this for about 15 minutes. Just practice looking at the horizon, but not looking up at the kite, and just calmly controlling the kite. And this will be one of the best exercises that you'll ever do, and it will accelerate your learning significantly.
Because if I haven't got the bar out like that and I turn it, the kite doesn't respond very well. But as soon as I put or take the slack out of the lines by pulling in a little bit, not too far, just enough to get tension in these, then the kite replies or responds very nicely. So there's some tips. Here's the next tip. When you get on the board, and again, don't do anything I tell you to do, only if you want to try it, but they're going to give you water starts in there, and you're going to be in the water. This is what I tell you to do. Sit down on the beach like this, okay? And I'm not looking at the kite. And normally, when I learned, I was like this, super uncomfortable, crazy. But if you simply take the kite and rock it this way a little bit, and then rock it this way, it's going to pull you right up, and you can kind of practice it right here instead of being all discombobulated. So watch what I do now. I'm going to bring the kite that way, and then I'm going to bring the kite this way, and boom, I pulled right up. Now, just practice that. Look how simple that is. Really slow, really under control. Now, the next key is you don't want to do a glory run. I learned this primarily when I was with Kite Surf College. I watched what they were doing, and most instructors will get you on a board and you go 100 yards that way, and it's crazy, and then you crash, you're out of control, the instructor's yelling at you, you don't know what they're saying, you're all discombobulated. This is what I say. Get up and go right back down and come back the other direction. So you're just going back and forth in a tight area. This is what it looks like, okay? So you sit down like this, okay? You're going to go like this, okay? You come over here, boom. Oh, and then I'm going to sit down. Then I'm going to go back the other way. And then I'm going to go back this way. Then I'm going to sit down. Then I'm going to go this way. And I'm going to sit down. So I'm not doing big, long runs with the board. I'm doing short little runs and practicing my stopping and starting under control instead of out of control. Look at that. Under control instead of out of control. I've never looked at the kite. Look at that. I'm never looking at the kite. Boom, and then sit down. Then go right back the other way. Boom. These little tips, I wish they would have taught me that. Again, remember, I'm not a certified instructor. I'm just telling you what I think worked really well for me. As soon as I quit looking at the kite, as soon as I got my hands in the center, and as soon as I realized it's all about controlling the kite, feeling completely comfortable that I could look at the camera right now, not even worry about the kite because I can feel everything that's going on. There's my tips. Thanks a lot.